my previous video or series about attachments and how difficult and even dangerous that they could be to us. I appreciate all of the nice emails that were sent, and I appreciate all of the understanding that a whole lot of you got from that video, and it's helped you in a whole lot of different areas to be able to let go of the attachment to the organism and to accept and embrace them in the spiritual realm where the true impact is after the organism has stopped functioning. And you began to understand your loved ones in a whole another manner in terms of the impact that they had on your life, not only in terms of memory, but in the very present moment, if that is understood. Those who understand that in the spiritual sense, their psychological gifts and their emotional um, state, even if it's called spiritual, emotional, or however y'all choose to pronounce it. But I'm just happy that a lot of you understood that, where some people found themselves being offended. And I didn't take offense to it because that is another part of people um, being attached to the organism. You know how people say, I miss my dad, I miss my mother, I miss my brother. They are missing the fact that their loved ones are no longer present in the physical. They have not yet understood that, they believe that their spirit has been set free. They know that the organism is no longer functioning. And so even though they understand that, they still haven't accepted the fact that they are now presently with them in the spirit and of the spirit. I'll put it like this. Have you ever been going about your day and say that your mind is not even on one of your loved ones who passed away? And all of a sudden, something that they said that was humorous, all of a sudden, it comes to you and you're laughing. You're laughing. You know what? I remember when my uncle said thus and so, and you're laughing. You just had a visitation from them. Now, this is not some mystical, majestical stuff that I'm speaking. This is the reality of it. This is by way of understanding how the spiritual world operates. It's a visitation. And I'm pretty certain a whole lot of you, experience that all the time. You start laughing, or, you know, even when all of a sudden you think of one of your loved ones and you become sad. You have to understand sadness, grief, and all of those have a dual component attached to them. Like, say all of a sudden you get sad and you sit down and you shed a few tears of your loved ones. Just understand that that's only because you miss their physical presence, but they are still living. And as time moves on, even in that, even in those few minutes that you're no longer grieving for them. You just simply remembering them for who they were and you know, who they are. And you can no longer physically communicate with them. Those people are no longer coming from around the corner. You can't pick up and call them anymore. Right now, they're at a state of being to where everything has become internal in regards to pleasant memories, sad memories, and sudden feelings that you get, sudden humorous feelings like that. You have to you have to be able to connect with them and allow them to connect with you on a whole nother level. And in coming to know and understand this, it helps you understand that there is really and truly no death. Once the organism has run its course, they are like a butterfly being freed from their cocoon. And so you should be happy for them that they're no longer suffering. Because going through seeing your loved ones be sick and you're laying, and they're laying in their beds and they're suffering. Sometimes we really need to understand that these forms of attachments, it's not only bringing us pain, but it's bringing them pain because they're trying to hold on for us. They're trying to hold on for us. So we have to, if we truly love them, then we should celebrate when this organism ends and they're freed from it. I recall a friend of mine in Chicago, his name was Joey. And I knew his mother. And after I've been out here for a number of years, I called Joey because I wanted to talk to him and reconnect with my school buddy. And so his mother answered the phone and she said, David, Joey has passed away. And I'm like, really? She said, yeah, he passed away. She said, he passed away December the 26th. I was like, really? Right after Christmas? Yeah. She said, right after Christmas. She said, let me tell you something. She said, on the 23rd, she said, because after the doctors had told us that there's nothing more that they can do for Joy, we said, well, are we able to just bring him home? And she said, the doctor said yes. She said, now, on the 23rd, I was sitting in the living room and all of a sudden I heard this coarse sound, like, oh, oh. And she said, when I entered Joey's room, of course, it was a very foul smell because he was in the process of dying. And she said, when I looked at Joey, she said, I knew that Joey was on his way. She said, so I got down next to Joey's ear. And she said to me, she said, I asked Joey, are you able to wait until after Christmas? Are you able to wait until after Christmas? She said, Joey told her with a real faint voice, yes, yes, Mom, I'm able to wait. And she went on and she said, December the 26th, she said, I went into his bedroom and Joey had passed. And she went on talking and I said, wait a minute, hold on. She said, what is it? I'm like, wait a minute. I said, think about the words that you asked him. You asked Joey, are you able to wait? In other words, do you have the capabilities to prolong your dying organism past Christmas? And he told you, his answer was yes. I said, do you understand how important and how powerful that is? She said, David, what do you mean? I'm like, listen, he was in a state of dying. He was in a state of suffering. You said that you knew and you felt that Joey was going to die that night on the 23rd. But you went in there and you asked him, are you able to wait until after Christmas? And he told you yes. So what is it that Joey knew about that organism at that moment? What power and ability did the Creator give him to prolong his dying organism past Christmas and on to the 26th? You made an agreement with him past Christmas, and you said Joey passed away on the 26th, the day after Christmas. I said, think about this. When Yeshua was on the cross, okay, he was suffering with his organism. He was suffering with it. He held on until it was time to give up the ghost. I said, listen to me carefully. When I give you something, I'm empowered to give you something. I can pick up my cell phone and I have the power and the ability to give you something. All I have to do is pass it over to you. That's power and ability. And we're dealing with time. The time from when I decided to pass my cell phone over to you. So you're dealing with time, power. I mention that because Yeshua gave up the ghost after he said, it is finished. It is time to exit the organism and go unto God. I told her, Joey didn't die. He didn't die. He did the same thing Yeshua did. He gave up the ghost. Joey didn't die. Joey left. He left. Joey said, the agreement that I made with my mother, it is finished. Joey left. He gave up the ghost. He was in power to give way from the organism. Some people die. Some people leave. Brother Joey left. That's why he was able to wait. So basically what is being said, during that time, some of us will know exactly what time and how close this organism is moving towards the ultimate depths. See, it's easy for us to stand over them and be really, unconsciously selfish. Please don't go, mama. Please don't go. And your mother is suffering. And even in that sense, and this may offend some of you, sometimes we forget how much we love our parents and our loved ones, because we are suffering with this selfish sense of attachment to them. Please don't go. And yet still we're looking down at them and they're suffering. They're suffering. And they're trying to hold on for us. They're trying to hold on for us. So some of us at that state have an infinite knowledge of this organism, even though they're close to the end. They have a clear perception of this organism now. And so when someone comes and asks them, are you able to wait from the 23rd and after Christmas? They have an infinite knowledge and understanding and endurance to do so. They're able to fulfill that. And so Joey's mother, when Joey had agreed with his mother, yes, Mom, I'm able to wait. That helped her know exactly when her son's organism was going to expire. So that helped her deal with the reality of the death of his organism. And so as we went forward talking, and I explained that to her, I said, she said, David, now that you say that, when he did pass on, there was sadness, but there was a peace present. There was a peace present. She said, because like you mentioned, we made an agreement and he knew that he was able to wait. And you're right. Joey left. Joey didn't die. There is no death. There's just an expiration date for this organism. So I say again, attachments can sometimes bring about pain. And the dual component of attachments is having the ability to let go. Having the ability to let go is recognizing that to hold on to something that the Creator has evidently said, this point in this person's living condition is over. And that goes for different experiences as well. It's time when people say it's time to move on because there's nothing else left to either be said or done. So we must move forward and don't look back. Like the woman in the Bible, I believe it was Lot's wife, when they were on their way moving forward, and she looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt, which doesn't imply you're going to go in some desert land or some area and you're going to have this woman type shaped statue of a woman looking back and it's going to be salt. No. The whole thing is she had an attachment to the past. And when she moved forward, she looked back at the past and it made her bitter. It's a pillar of salt. So a strong bitterness had built up in her because she was not able to let go of the past and embrace the present and accept the present for what it is. So the whole thing with this, and I'm getting ready to shut this down because I don't really want this video to be too long. The whole thing is understanding death as not the ultimate finalization of those in whom we love. It's just a transition period to a higher state and more powerful and more aware and more conscious state of being. We just have to get to know them on that level and allow them to communicate with us on that level that we may know that state of being actually exists. And if you think about it, those who have a connection with the Creator on a personal level, the same way we have connections with our personal loved ones, It's the same type of connection that you have with the Creator from the spiritual realm to your earthly realm. It's the same. They're on that spiritual realm now. So allow them to show you how to communicate with them. Now, not all of you are Star Wars fans, but at the end of the last Star Wars, when everything was broken up, I believe this was the episode Revenge of the Sith. A character, Obi-Wan Kenobi, was talking to this other character that is well known named Yoda. They were conversing. Yoda said to Obi-Wan, I have come in contact with your previous master, Qui-Gon Jinn, who was Obi-Wan's, you might as well say, teacher. And Obi-Wan said, Qui-Gon Jinn? He said, yes, I've communicated with him. And Yoda had told him, I will teach you how to commune with him. To commune with him, I will teach you. So basically, what Yoda was implying to him and telling him is that I will teach you how to communicate with that of the spiritual realm, that you may be able to communicate with one another. Now, people may say this man has lost his mind. He's talking about Star Wars. No, I'm talking about you and your loved one. I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about me, and I'm talking about us. That's who I'm referring to, brothers or sister. Those who passed on have only passed on from the organism. Get to know them in the spiritual realm and throw away everything that you studied and heard. All of this chakra and all that stuff. No. Don't put a title on anything. Just be still and open up your heart and your mind and allow the Creator and those who are within that realm explain that state of existence to you. And with that being said, I'm going to have to move on from this because I have some things to do before I go to the plantation work. So with all of this being said, like I always say, I hope that this helped everyone. And I, again, thank you for your kind emails about the attachment video. And everyone have a good evening, and everyone stay human, and everyone stay aware and blessed. Have a good night. Stay human. Stay human, please. Peace.